Good morning, wrestling fans. Today is Saturday, September 23rd, 2023. Lance Brock here. Unfortunately, I was a little lazy last night. Did not do a new episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic. Talking about last night's WWE Friday Night SmackDown and last night's AEW Grand Slam. So gonna do things a little different. And instead of previewing tonight's AEW Saturday Collision as I would normally do, gonna talk real quick about SmackDown and Rampage. But first, yesterday it seemed like a nice, calm, relaxing day. Didn't have breaking news updates every few minutes or so about wrestlers being released, shows moving networks. But then Friday evening there was some news that came out. We found out about the release of the original bro Matt Riddle from WWE, which, to be honest, I'm really not shocked about, because everything that has happened with Matt Riddle recently, especially the thing at the JFK airport. So that's not really too shocking that Matt Riddle is released from the company. He posted a tweet, or an X, whichever it's called these days, that he is no longer with WWE. The question now is that will he stay in pro wrestling? Because I understand that he was with the UFC, I believe, at one time, or some kind of MMA anyway. But with this trouble, you gotta wonder, would a company like AEW bring him in? Would it really be worth the hassle of bringing someone like Matt Riddle in? And Matt Riddle, entertaining guy, but does AEW really need him right now, though? I'm sure a smaller promotion like an Impact Wrestling, MLW, NWA, maybe even NJPW Strong, they maybe would bring Matt Riddle in for some shows. Or if they can get him to a contract, they probably would sign him, but at least per appearance deal. So it is official, Matt Riddle gone from WWE. And I don't think I've mentioned this yet on the podcast, but I've seen some reports online that the last few weeks that Riddle's partner, Randy Orton, has been training at the Performance Center the last few weeks or so, getting ready for a comeback. So that means bad news if you're someone who is looking forward to a reunion of RK Bro, because as of right now, obviously that is out of the question. And now let's talk a little WWE Friday Night SmackDown. And we have the LWO, Rey Mysterio, and Santos Escobar with Zelina Vega in their corner to defeat the Street Profits. After losing to them last week, the Street Profits had Bobby Lashley in their corner. Not a bad match. The 1-1 will probably set up for a rubber match, I'm sure. Io Sky defeated Asuka to retain the WWE Women's Championship. This one went 19 minutes, 31 seconds. I thought this was a really good match, very entertaining, and it's probably the only SmackDown match I'll rate. I'll give it 4 out of 5 suplexes. I was a big fan of that one. And also Grayson Waller and Austin Theory defeated the Brawling Brutes. The main event for SmackDown last night in Phoenix, Arizona was supposed to be the Bloodline, Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa taking on the team of, as now they call him, the greatest of all time, John Cena and the phenomenal AJ Styles. But before the match started, the Bloodline attacks AJ Styles in the back, and Solo does the splash through the tables and all the equipment and everything. So of course that takes Styles out of the main event. And then Cena, after they put Styles in the ambulance and drive off, Cena goes to the ring. But the Bloodline have the 2-on-1 advantage. And I forgot to mention this last week, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to say, what's the big deal? But Paul Heyman has a new Bloodline phone case on his iPhone instead of just the plain red one, the one he usually holds up when he says, call Roman Reigns. Like I said, I'm sure everybody listening now is probably saying, who cares? But that was last night's SmackDown. I know that was just a quick little recap. And Rampage Grand Slam, a 2-hour special that was taped Wednesday night at Arthur Ashe Stadium in Queens, New York. Sting and Darby Allin, along with Nick Wayne in their corner, defeated Christian Cage and the TNT champion Luchasaurus, which that 3-way match, or as they're calling it, a 3-way match for the TNT championship, I believe will be on tonight's Saturday Collision. Chris Statlander freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy and the cold-hearted handsome devil Hook defeated 2.0 Cool Hand Angelo Parker and Daddy Magic Matt Menard and Anna Jay in a trios match. The Righteous defeated the Hardys' best friends and the Kingdom, and to become the new #1 contenders for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. So now we know we will see the Righteous take on Better Than You, baby. And I don't know if I would really say the Righteous, if they're really real over right now, but I'm a fan. I think they could definitely get over. Big fan of Vincent and that character. Also, the AEW Trios Championships were on the line. Daddy asked Billy Gunn and the Acclaimed defeated Dark Order, Evil Uno, John Silver, and Alex Reynolds to retain those titles. Honoring the House of Black, Julia Hart defeated Sky Blue in what I thought was a pretty good match. Big fan of both these girls. I think both of them are definitely improving, and I see promising futures for both of them. And Mike Santana defeated Boulder, and in the main event, or as Mark Henry would say, it's time for the main event. The Elite, Hangman Adam Page, and the Young Bucks, the Hung Bucks, defeated the Mogul Embassy, Brian Cage, and the Gates of Agony to win the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team championships, which I have to admit to me was kind of surprising. So that means now the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles and the 6-man tag team titles are both on. I don't know if you can really call like Dynamite or Collision the main roster, but like any of the AEW shows, kind of the main roster. But now on AEW, will be interesting to see what happens next there. And that was Rampage Grand Slam. Tonight we have AEW Saturday Collision. I'm sorry I didn't get to preview it like I normally do, as an airplane's flying by. Sorry about that. But look forward to Collision tonight, and I do hope to have a new episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic available after the show, sometime after the show, I should say. Hope everyone has a great Saturday. Hope everyone enjoyed SmackDown and Rampage last night. Hope everyone enjoys Collision tonight. But until then, have a great pro wrestling day.